Well, good morning. Let me just do this window up. It's a bit noisy with the window open.
Please.
Oh, that's a lot better actually. So this morning we're off to Blakeney Point, and the reason we're off to Blakeney Point is because we're going to get a boat and we're going to go seal watching, and we're going to catch up with some friends. We're going to catch up with a mate of mine, Stuart, and Hazel's friend as well. He's an Australian chap, and Fox and Willow are his children's friends. They're his best friends, aren't they? Best friends. And
out of school friends.
Yeah, and they're like family, aren't they? Really, they're my adopted kid, not adopted kids. They're my what would you call them? Yeah, they're like our second kids. Yeah. So we're going to be spending time with them today.
Step-brother and sister.
They are like your stepbrothers and sister, aren't they? They're our family.
When we used to, like, before COVID, we used to be like, after we go out with them, we'd just be like, right, see you tomorrow.
Yeah. We spent a lot of time with them, then COVID hit, and we still got to see them, but not as often or as much as we would like to.
COVID, when we weren't supposed to meet together and we saw each other, we were just like, we're brother and sister.
Yeah.
You tell people that you're brothers.
They do. They're very close. We're all very close. And the thing is, I've not really, and have you been? I've not been able to hug them for a long while.
Oh, I've given them a good squeeze, aren't you?
Well, I'll be giving them a good bloody hug and squeeze today because I've missed them terribly. So it'd be lovely just to hold on to them tight. It's nice that we've now got that back where we can, make the most of the ones we love. So that's great. So we can have that big hug and squeeze and kiss it out. It's brilliant. And yes, so that's what we're doing today. So hopefully we'll see some seals. If not, then it won't get my seal of approval. Do you like that? I did that. I know it's not a seal joke, but I did that on purpose. I'm here all week, folks. Literally. That's it. That's where the boat's on. That's where we're going out from. Beautiful coastline. Norfolk has got some stunning coastline. Really has. So they've gone for a last-minute toilet break and some parking fees. I'm just going to amble down here. That's a lovely view. And that's all we're going to get out of the day, the view, because we messed up. You know the saying, it was Hazel messed up. You know the saying, oh, well, you've missed the boat. We've actually literally missed the boat, so our seal trip is no longer. But you know what? What do you do? What's the point? There's no point in getting the hump or miserable or moany. You just roll with it, don't you? You make the best of what you can salvage or save. Yeah, they're out for an hour, so never mind. Worst things. I was going to say worst things happen at sea, but clearly, maybe not an apt.
I've been gone 20 minutes already.
Yeah.
All is well that ends
well. Never mind.
If they get here and say a seal jumped on the boat, you missed it.
Never mind. Well, clearly it doesn't get my seal of approval. So, just enjoying looking at the estuary going into the, well, can't really see, well, can see the sea. But it's nice just to see the estuary going in where the boats go. The salt marshes, yeah, it's lovely. The Norfolk coast is absolutely very pretty, isn't it? It's lovely.
As you say, I bet it's really bleak in the winter.
Well, I think all coastlines are bleak in the winter. You know, them seaside towns and places that are thriving, not so good in the winter. Myself and Hazel, actually, a little story time from Dan Boy here. Hazel and myself quite a few years ago, I think it was pre-children. Was it pre-children?
I don't know the story you're going
Cornwall.
to say, so I couldn't tell you. It was pre-children.
Like a lot of my heritage and family are West Country, sort of Cornwall, Devon and Dorset and all around there. And I've always had this inkling, or I've really had this itch that I've wanted to go and live back in the West Country, amongst sort of where my history comes from, where my heritage and family history emanates from. And I always wanted to do that because I said yes to yesterday's video, we're very tied to the sea as a family, both my mother and my father's family. And my mum was actually born at a seaside and raised at a seaside because her dad was a ex-Royal Navy, ex-fisherman, ex-sailor, as were her family for generations and generations and generations, same as my dad's. And I always wanted to be near the coast, be near in the West Country. And so we were looking, weren't we?
We were.
We were looking at moving to Cornwall. We actually went to Cornwall and we found a house and we bought
We
it.
sold ours.
We'd sold ours and
It
we...
was our flat, wasn't it? We sold the flat. We were in the flat.
No, it was the house.
No,
Was
the
it?
flat.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't the flat.
It was.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't because it wasn't the flat. It was the house. So we'd sold the house, and we were looking at relocating to Cornwall, and we'd found the house, and we'd put an offer in. It had been accepted, and then we went out into St Albans, and it was a mixture of things. One, we'd visited my brother, who lived there. My brothers lived there, and it was out of season. It was winter, and it was very bleak, and it was very beautiful as Cornwall is. And don't get me wrong, it's stunning all year round. It was just, we were aware that there wasn't an awful lot going on there. In fact, there was nothing going on there. And it was cold and wet and windy. And my brother lived in a house that was a couple of 100 years old. And the heating wasn't great. And we were right, where were we? Padstow, weren't we? Kev's house was at Padstow, wasn't it?
The house was in... Yeah, it was near there.
There was two. There was one in Padstow, the one we stayed at. And it was absolutely freezing. And even his modern house, he had a modern house there as well, and even that was on the moors, and even that was cold. That was right on Bodmin Moors. And so we thought that was the first tick against going there, because it was bleak and there was nothing to do. And then the second tick was Hazel himself. We only went out to St Albans, didn't we?
Ridiculous, wasn't
It was mad. We went out to St Albans. This was the crux. And we went to it was just a Halloween theatre, wasn't it? Halloween theatre thing. It was
proper theatre.
it was quite good.
Above a shopping centre.
Yeah, it was a theatre above a shopping centre, St Albans. Sorry, hang on a minute. St Albans shopping centre, and we saw some. It was crappy, but it wasn't. It was enjoyable. It was good. It was good. It was a couple of students who put on this play. I think they were doing it for their marks or whatever it seemed to be, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. It was good. It was a lot better than that. It was a lot better than that bloody pantomime thing we saw the other night, and a lot better than most pantomimes and stuff that I've seen. But they were good. It was good. It was cheap and it was done cheap. But anyway, I'm digressing. So we went there and we saw that, and then we came out and I think we got a bag of chips or something on the way home, something similar or something. We looked at each other and said, "This is winter here, and there's still a lot you can do. There's still a lot open, there's a lot of places you can go, and you can sort of midweek you can pick up and go, do you know what, let's do this." Whereas in Cornwall, there really wasn't a lot to do. There really wasn't a lot to do. I'm sure that people that live in Cornwall or come from Cornwall say, well, that's not right, Dan, because there's all this open and what have you. But for us, the city people won through, didn't it? Townies won through.
Yeah.
The townie won through over the country.
Yeah, it was too much of a life.
And the seaside people. It was a massive life. It would have been a massive life change. Well, it would have been a big lifestyle change. And in the end, we decided we just pulled our offer back in and took the house off the market.
Didn't it? Because we'd sold whatever we were living in at the time. I'm sure it's a flat, but you don't know.
No, I don't think it was.
We then thought, well, we need to look for another house here, so that we don't lose our buyers, didn't we? So we went and found that house in Stevenage. If you remember.
No.
We did.
No.
That's when we were looking for that house in Stevenage.
She's remembering it's all wrong. Why would I buy a house in Stevenage as a stepping stone to go to Cornwall?
No, because we had a buyer for the flat. It was the flat. We had
Yeah, but we weren't going to buy. Why would we buy another?
because we didn't want to lose the buyers, and we wanted a house. So we went.
No.
We didn't buy.
No. We looked at a house in Stevenage, which actually is where we looked. It wasn't the most suitable. Dump, maybe. No, dump isn't a strong word. It wasn't nice.
It was a new estate, wasn't it?
And that was nothing to do with going to Cornwall. That wasn't a middle step. We were going to go straight from. Anyway, she's making a bloody pig's ear out of something that doesn't need to be. Taylor knows of her. She's getting on. She's forgetting things. Stick with me, the youngster in the family, and you'll be. What do you mean, her?
Thanks.
You're the older in the family.
All right, thanks for that. Thanks. You got a haircut back from the 1920s, so don't you take the mickey out of me being out of fashion and old. Right, so yeah, that was it. Anyway, that was the story. I'm sorry it went on for so long, but I've got to put some filler in because of the absence of some seals. Because of right, we're driving down this back road to get to a beach. Is it called? What's it called? Wells, is it?
Ecstasy, it's
Wells next to the sea,
Not to
apparently.
the sea.
I didn't say
Wells.
to the sea.
You did.
I said Wells next to the sea.
It's not Wells next to the
All right,
sea.
Wells-
It's Wells next to the next.
You just said
The
it
sea.
yourself. Wells next to the next. Why didn't they got
I
Wells
don't
next
know.
to the sea?
I don't know.
Stupid name.
It
Wells
is a
next to
stupid
the sea.
name.
I'm calling it. I'm renaming it.
Next
Wells
to the
next
sea.
to the sea. Right. Okay. So
If they mean Wales
anyway, the
next
beach is
to-
this end, and the town's that end.
Mummy, if they
Town's over a mile away from the beach.
Wells by the sea.
Or Wells. I can't. Do you know what? I can't remember what it's bloody called. It's a weird name it's got. But we'll call it Wells by the sea. And I'm on my own at the moment because they've got dogs with them. They had to go around the other way. So yeah, nice and quiet. So I'm gonna amble along there and see what I can see. Like a sea cat. And the lifeboat station is there, and that's where I've just come from. That leads down to the actual beach itself. A lot of estuary around here. Oh, I see. So they're building. So that's the new lighthouse they're building there. I thought it was luxury flats. But clearly, it's the new lighthouse to replace the one that's right over the back there. Well, that makes sense. That is money well spent, definitely. Oh, pretty cool. That's Right.
The car park. Lovely view of the old
The
car
day has been a non-starter. It's been an awful, awful day. It started out with us missing the boat, as you realise, as you know. And then Willow's friends turned up, our friends turned up. And they got down to, it was just a nightmare. They got down to the beach and I couldn't get down there. And it was just, I'm not going to go into it. It was a nightmare from start to finish. So then the heavens opened up and we got soaked. So we came into the town to partake of some lunch, but everywhere we went was fully booked or they were closing. So eventually we found somewhere to have some peanuts and a quick drink, non-alcoholic, just a drink to sort of slake the thirst. And then we found somewhere we could eat, and there was nothing there that I fancied. And by this time I was absolutely drenched and soaked to the skin. There was no point in videoing it, to be honest with you, because it was just one mishap after another. It was an awful, awful day, and I wouldn't want to. It doesn't. Do you know? It doesn't affect me. It doesn't get me down because I'm pretty much roll with the punches. You know, you got to make the best out of a bad situation, and we did. But I didn't think it was video worthy, so we didn't video it. But suffice to say, today's been a write-off. So Monday. We've got 4 days left, four days left. So, not including today. So today would have been the 5th. The first day of 5. You're big and ugly enough yourselves to to understand the math. Not that I'm calling you ugly. Lord forbid I would do that. I'm big and ugly. Nobody else is, just me. But yes, so we've got 4 days left. I don't know how it's going to go. The weather's meant to be... There's meant to be a turn for the better. We'll have to wait and see. But they did say that today was going to be a corker. And clearly, it hasn't been. It's been awful. But you know what? It is what it is. You make the most of it. You understand this when you're holidaying in England or Great Britain. You understand that, you've got the weather to fight, even in the middle of summer. So it is what it is. You just roll with the punches and you get on with it. That's what you do. That's what you do if you're British. Stiff upper lip and just roll with the punches. So we're going to see what transpires for the rest of the week. Hopefully tomorrow will be a different story altogether. But I'm not going to put any money on it because even though I've been told that the weather's meant to take a turn for the better, this rest of the week I'm not holding my breath. I'm not willing to bet on it. So anyway, that's that. So I'll speak to you in a bit.
Right, so we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got 4 days left of 4 days left. So we've got
These two in the back. They've had it, where is he? They've had a full day, absolutely zonked out. They've met their friends. They were up quite early. They've met their friends. I've had a full day playing around in the sea, on the beach, walking around wells, and yeah, I think meeting up their friends is really taking it out of them, which is great. But that does mean they're going to wake up when you get home and they're going to be all bouncy again, doesn't it?
What
No?
I might do is take them down to the beach for
Okay. I think they've had enough of the beach, haven't they? They're all beached out.
Or something.
Yeah. We'll see what they're.
That's 7:30.
That's true. So you got an hour, haven't you? That's true. I didn't realise this was an hour away. Didn't realise it. Do you know what? I don't care. They need it. Let them have it. You know, they're knackered. You let them have it, and then they'll be bouncing around the caravan when we get back all night. When we're knackered, all I'll be hearing come from Willow's room will be TikTok, or a friend, whoever that is. So yeah, it's been a good day for them. It's been lovely for them. They're both knackered. Look at him. His head's wobbling. The pair of them. Look at the pair of them. Absolutely cream crackered, but in a good way. It was lovely meeting up with their friends. It was good for them.
They've missed him. They haven't seen him for ages.
No, that's true.
They've really missed him.
It's good to meet up with them. No restrictions and what have you. It's been lovely. And I mean, the day itself has been awful, thanks to Hazel.
Did you vlog about that earlier? Did you sit there and moan?
No, I didn't moan. I didn't moan on the vlog. I did moan about the weather and you being selfish. And I did moan about... No, I didn't. We did bicker today, didn't we? No, we didn't. We argued. Told you it was coming. Every time we go on holiday, we end up bickering. And it's always down to Hazel. It's never me. It's always down to Hazel. But no, we did bicker. But we're all bickered out now,
We are.
so we should be all right for the rest of the holiday.
Yeah.
But them two are absolutely cream cracker, bless them. Where's his head gone? There he is. Look, I've got a pair of them there on video. Right. Good night from me. Night. Speak to you in the next one. See ya.